Hi, welcome to today's episode of Extreme Narcissism TV, Inebriation Nation. Let's take a picture of America. Okay, you have Hollywood. Hollywood is the place where dreams are made. Quite literally, Hollywood is the wood of magic. The magic wand is made out of Hollywood, right? Harry Potter's magic wand is made out of Hollywood. And Hollywood is America. America is a unique culture, and I mean culture in terms of a petri dish in science, where like Monty Burns of the world look down on America, and through Hollywood, through the science of imagery, through making the images that shape the way people think, their hopes and dreams, have been formed by America. Now every country has their cinema, and a lot of cinema that's made by America is restricted in other countries, but just the same, the influence of America's Hollywood magic cinema is worldwide. And when I look at America and its culture, the modern culture, the popular culture, it's now not just American culture, it's officially a global culture. The internet and cell phones have of course made that like, wow, change the world real quick. So you see cracks in the facade of Hollywood, but also what you maybe see of Hollywood, the physical place in America, and how it's run and structured. But now the science of imagery is perhaps being moved someplace else. Someone else will be given these tools. They'll be taken. America is not being looked upon now as the place to come, the sanctuary, the main image maker anymore. The image of America, as false as it was a place where everyone could go, and it would be great. You could come there and be a star. You could be famous. The whole world would love you. Well, then you find out what happens when you become famous when you go to America, right? You have to suck somebody's dick or watch people humiliate plants or horrible things, kill people, drink baby blood, all kinds of awful shit, to make it, to get somewhere, to be a star. What a letdown. So, what now? Does the future matter about merchandising bucks and global messages? Well, what about Hollywood? Will California go into the ocean? Will Hollywood still have some influence on image making? Well, no. Here's the real problem. The internet. With YouTube and all the spying stuff that was set up, it's also given people the ability to make and create their own images. And some people's images are powerful quick because a lot of people pick them up quickly through stuff like basically YouTube and podcasts and internet and stuff like that. And Facebook, obviously. How could I leave that out? Sharing information. So you see all the ways they're trying to crack down on it. But when I think of Hollywood as the sort of image makers, now what I see is another sort of weird exodus to the smart city, where people literally are being told to go wander out into the desert where nothing lives. So you have a bunch of assholes taken out by a modern day Moses to wander around in the desert for 40 years. That's not going to take 40 years though. It's probably going to take like 40 minutes of download time or whatever. But anyway, you get a bunch of people out to NEOM, out to the desert, to the new smart city. And that's your whole new Hollywood. That's the image. It's not about Hollywood, California making the images that go out to the world. It's about having this smart city utopia, that which does not exist, example of a bunch of assholes like Valerian wandering around in the desert with goggles on. And then until you have everybody wandering around in the desert with goggles on. Remember that 1999 The Matrix movie? Where everybody's in some kind of weird toothpaste tube, or that like stuff you use for plaque candy, and they're floating around in there naked. Everybody looks like the same, just sort of like bland, hairless units. These sort of gray people as batteries feeding some kind of hideous computer thing. Dude, I just told, dudette, woman, man, otherkind. I'm telling you, all you people, everybody. I don't care if you want to fuck a puppet. Just listen to me. This is what's happening. You see what I mean? Like, so yeah, you can see the transition away from Hollywood to scandal, to bursting it open to sex scandals. Oh, here's your dreams. Here's the new dreams. There's not going to be anybody touching you because you're just going to put on your virtual reality goggles. You're going to live in a smart city. You're not going to leave your house. Everything's going to be automated, so there will be nobody to molest you. Everything will be decided fairly. It's globalization. So what hurts my heart as I think about all the beautiful things that I know, love, and have lived about America, and I feel like it's old, used up whore. They're like, we're done with you now, America. And I can see how it's being phased out, how it's being phased. I mean, it happens to nations all the time, but people talk about the fall of empires. But it's also sort of like, I mean, it could very well wind up like The Walking Dead. But do you see the Hollywood? It's like even the films that I like, that the ones that I said were the best of the year, like, because of just not the programs are always horrible. I never say the best of the programs. But like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or Thor, with all the neat colors and escapes and all the vistas that couldn't possibly exist, and it's more of a joyful fantasy other than a depressing Star Wars vista or whatever. You know, who wants to see the white sands run red with, I get it, I'm white, I get it. The white sands will run red with blood, whatever. Anyway, I'm joking. But anyway, it's like, yeah, you see the phasing out. I lost my, sorry about it, I lost it there. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? It's like you see the transition away. It's like, let's tear Hollywood apart. Let this sex scandal thing. You see the flood of the Chinese money and market and influence taking over. China's gonna do the Dune. Dune is all about government and family hierarchies and all that kind of shit, and the wealthy elite and class systems and everything. And now the Chinese government's gonna do the Dune saga? Oh boy, I don't know. Movies. You got your Star Wars agenda, you got your Star Trek agenda. The new Star Trek Discovery, the Star Wars The Last Jedi, they both have the same agenda, social justice warrior agenda. And everybody complains about the same things about both those things. So that's what's going on. People have the power now to become their own image makers and make things themselves. So net neutrality is about shutting down on that. So there you go. I gave you an episode that gives you a big understanding of what's going on with your medias and entertainment and why you don't like it. Why they keep giving you stuff that's shitty. Because it's just programming. They want you to be programmed. And they want a program of discontent. So they don't mind irritating you with the programming. They want the young people to get the programming they want, and they want the old people to be irritated, to create a divide and a rift between them. So your Hollywood's on its way out, and NEOM is on its way in. To wander around for 40 years, to be programmed, new programs. Stay home and jack in and jack off. But don't be a family. Don't fight. Don't be together. It's a brave new world, and the Newspeak's been going on for a long time. And the latest edition is the feels. What else you got? Newspeak. The Newspeak's that slang that separates the young and the old. That's Newspeak. It's to create the divide. I'm pointing all this shit out in one episode. That's enough. I'm gonna stop now. This is good. Retain this. This is valuable shit.